Good evening, one and all. So, where am I? Where am I? Well, I'm at home, but I mean, where am I in this game? It's been a pretty productive couple of days. A lot of moving forward, a lot of progress I've managed to get made on various functionalities. I'm about to test a couple new ones. One of them was the roster page. I got that to lay out a little better, make it a little bit more friendly towards setting to access data. I've been adding more, valuable information. I also began work now on the playbook and how that's loading, so I can actually add plays to it. So I haven't quite got that tested yet. I've got code in there to do it that I kind of been working on throughout the course of the day. So I'm about to test that while I knock out a couple of last minute items. And the game plan, which was allowing me to add situations, but they were adding to the wrong game plan. And I noticed that my playbooks, even though I was creating them, they weren't adding because they didn't exist and the system wasn't creating them at the right time. So hopefully that's ironed out now. It's pretty early to say. You can never tell on first attempt. Other things in doing that, I had to make sure all my coaches get their playbooks. All coaches will have, a playbook that they can pull from. That's going to be unique to them. It won't have a lot of different plays from the default, but it'll have their own set of like special plays that each coach gets. I have to decide how I'm going to do all my plays. I've got roughly 100 and some plays right now. There's probably a need to have maybe 10 or so, no, 20 that are going to be in the default just to cover all the types. And then I might have like various coaches have different maybe scheme sets for their plays. Like maybe one guy will run a lot more 21, one guy might run some 11s, one guy, they just lean on one particular type of play. But I have to decide which plays are going to be default plays, like locked out, so they're not anywhere else, because everybody gets them. The default plays are the base plays for everything. The coach gets them, the user gets them. They're just like the plays that exist for pretty much everyone. They're like the common, the common plays. Coach plays, I might want to make them a little less common, but maybe you get them through having, you only get them through having the coach. And then other plays the users can get through whatever means that I decide is going to be a way to get plays. I haven't got figured out yet how I'm going to start populating the user's play source, because coaches and the default have access to every play in the system, unless I decide to block some out, for users. But users only have the plays they get, which means they'll have the plays that are in the default. They won't have coaches' plays, but they'll have those as a result of the coach. But they will have all the default plays that'll be kind of in their playbook. They'll get a copy of them, basically. And it'll keep track of how those plays do for them. It's kind of like the default play is the user's playbook for now, the default playbook. I thought about just doing deltas again, so you don't really have an effect, but I want to be able to track for the user how plays are doing, and I haven't decided how best to do that. So I may end up with another table that just tracks play stats for the user. It's going to be interesting. I'm kind of coming up with that, but I'm not too worried about it just yet. We'll get there. Right now, let's just get the plays, add them to the playbook, and I'll worry about tracking as we get further in. Okay, so I have to rerun my initialize app or initialize code here. I think we are, yeah, all right, let's try this. Should trigger the initialize. Oh, I don't need this. initialize data. Let's see if it runs without errors this time. Yep, error free. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and start this up, see where we're at. What's the news, man? I'm trying to decide if I need to do a clean start. I kind of want to, because I like to do a clean start pretty frequently now, because things are starting to get to that point where everything has to build from scratch, and I want to make sure that the build from scratch is current with all of the latest updates. So it's kind of a standard I'm kind of getting into now. It's not like it takes that long. Gives me a chance to see what I'll let's see, did this build my playbook? Yep. All right, we got 64 playbooks now. One for every coach, hopefully. One for every coach plus the default. So there should be like 63 coaches. Is that right? Bang, 63 coaches. Okay. Every coach in the league gets a playbook, even off. I only have OCDCs and HCs. OCs and DCs aren't actually being assigned to teams yet, so I haven't decided how they're going to come in, but I will have everybody has a playbook. Nobody has anything in those playbooks. I haven't decided yet how I'm going to assign playbooks to the coaches. I may just do a random thing based on types, maybe. We'll see. I have to pick. Maybe I'll group them somehow and have all the coaches pick a set or something. What I should do is also build a random default game plan. So I have to put certain plays in there. Maybe I'll put a couple in manually, or I could just go and select them, whatever. But I just wanted to make sure I get every type of play into the playbook. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to filter. I don't have my playbook is not filterable yet by anything other than offense and defense. I need to make that possible too. So, but we're getting there. We're getting there slowly but surely. All right, let's run this puppy. I did dump all that. All right, and start her up. Let's see where we go. Hopefully I haven't introduced a bunch of bugs that are on top of the bugs I was trying to fix. So, I don't know if I mentioned, I was looking to get rid of my pup. Shh, don't tell her. Well, we adopted a 50% husky. And then I started reading about huskies. And I did all this research on dogs that says, nope, I'm not doing a husky, blah, blah, blah. But all I did on huskies was find out that they were like noisy, howly. And I was like, that's going to drive me crazy. So we go to this pet event. And because we're supposed to adopt another dog that we were already approved to adopt. And the people who were there had this other dog. Her name was, well, they were going by Natasha. That's not her name. Her name's Kira. But she wasn't acknowledging yet. They only had her for like a month or a week, I mean, and she hadn't got anywhere near figuring out what her name was. So we changed her name as soon as we got her. And she's starting to figure that out only a week later because I spent a lot of time getting her on that line. But that said, after a couple of days, we were, oh no, there's all kinds of things that we didn't want in a dog. We can't keep her. There's just no way. We don't want a dog that's going to do X, Y, and Z. And she does do these things, which are to say, she likes to bolt. In other words, if you don't hold on to her, she will charge after something. She also likes to dig, and the digging wasn't the worst thing to me. But I was thinking in terms of her breaking out of our yard because they're escape artists, the other thing. But I kept working on her name. We had an escape artist dog in the past. We had a Brittany. And Brittany's are known to be escape artists too, and very smart, knows how to, very good. She was pretty hyper. Honestly, a lot more hyper than Kira is, I think. When people came over, she would go nuts. And she was fine with dogs. Dogs didn't bother her none at all. In fact, she wouldn't even pay attention to other dogs. This one will be aware of dogs. I mean, she'll pop up her head, she'll follow them, she'll stare at them, but she doesn't bark at them, doesn't really care if they're barking. She's just quiet and minds her own business, but she is curious of them. But at home, when if people come over, yeah, she likes to say hi, but not in the least bit in an annoying way. She just likes to see what's going on. And I started growing too attached to her. I couldn't convince myself to let her go. And we told them we're going to return her. We said we can't. We're not ready for this. We can't keep up with her. Blah blah blah. And I knew I go running, and I did take her running a couple times during that first week, and she did okay. I mean, first day stuff I wasn't too worried about, but I've taken her a couple times since, and she's doing pretty good. But it came down to, we asked them if we could just foster her, so if somebody comes along, they can get her. If not, we'll just kind of keep her. And they said, fine. And then they called back 2 days later and said, hey, we got somebody who's willing to take her, so we're going to have you meet and drop her off with them and take her off your hands. We're like, but you said we could foster her. So by this time, I'm already a lot more attached, right? I'm starting to get to that point where I'm like, she ain't that bad. We can deal with her. We have our invisible fence up, which is inside of our actual fence. So she won't go near the fence, so she won't try to dig underneath it. And as long as we stay on top of the battery, so we're plotting our battery replacements and making sure we stay on top of them. And we just kind of keep that going, and she'll be staying inside. So I think we got that under control. And the holes are a thing. She digs. I mean, she digs. Unlike any Brittany, our Brittany wasn't even in the general ballpark of what she digs. This girl digs holes. I mean, like holes. Like, you'll fall in. I mean, maybe not to your waist, but your whole ankle, whole bottom half of your lower leg might go in if she digs deep enough. But hey, at first I was just like, well, we have a bunch of molehills. So I just took all the dirt off the top of the molehills and filled in all of her holes. But now I'm out of molehills because they're all flat now, and I'm running out of dirt. I was like, where is she sending all this dirt? I don't know where it's going. But yeah, whatever it is, she got me attached to her. Now I told them, we finally just says we don't want to drop her off, and they go, well, she'll be better off, so you don't get too attached, blah blah blah. And I'm like, no, we're gonna keep her. We just went through with the adoption, and she's just ours now. So there you go. Wait a minute. Why? Wait, what? Why is this open? Oh, I didn't run it. Never mind. Let's run this. Let's see where we're at. What's broken? What's not broken? We're about to find out. Drum roll, please. Now, the first thing it should do is build a league for me. It's going to load down. Well, no, it's going to load images. Yeah, it's going to load all the images it needs to run because we need to have them on the system. Basically, it's building up the local database right now. It's pulling in all the stuff you need to run the game because you don't need to run online, but it's trying to give you all the stuff you need to make sure you can run offline. Once it's done, it should build a league for me. And bam, we got a new league. Okay, so this is my new league. I keep waiting for my new coach to show up. I am seeing a couple of players from my new team. We got what are they, bad owls? These guys are owls. And it's cool, but I don't know if I like the helmet. I think a lot of my guys are going to not wear helmets. I think in the end, I just think they look cooler without helmets. These animals, they don't care about their heads. There's no concussions in my world. They all have normal heads. Like at the rhinos, these guys don't need no freaking helmet. except to protect the other players. These guys are the kid. No, they're not kangaroos. They're what are they called? Dang, I can't remember. Anyway, the player is from that team. These are the Raptors. Actually, they're the Talons, I think, not the Raptors. These guys are one of my coolest characters. This is the Buck Rays. Anyway, so I like to pick one that has all the set teams. Now, or sometimes I'll take the smallest salary. So the small salary is 234. The lowest I've seen is 280. I'm sorry, 180. 82, 83. Which, at a $279 million salary cap, that's a lot of salary room. But a couple of guys are pretty low. The highest, the closest to the max is only 273 in this league. But the lowest is these guys. I don't want to take him. Let's go with this one. I don't know why sometimes my mouse wheel works here, but other times it doesn't. It's weird. Okay, so let's go look at the roster. Well, that's discouraging. The roster was working. Where's my roster, man? Where's my roster? Alright, let's go look what's going on. It was there. I had it cool. It was working. I didn't even know I changed anything in the roster. I thought I was good. Let's go look at the league players. Did it get built? It is in fact built. Alright, so we have all the players. Alright, what's missing? What didn't load? Alright, so it could have something to do with the way other parts got built. Alright, so we got the 8 league coaches. And we gotta look at teams. We have 42 teams. One is set to the user, and the user's is set active, correct? Playbooks, these are new. These should be created. No playbooks got created, so that's not necessarily good, because that means none of my defaults got linked. None of my playbook data got pulled in, so that's the thing. That's the thing I'm working on now. Is been trying to get my playbooks loaded. Now, what about game plans? Now, game plans have been kind of working already, so you can see all the coaches have got their game plans, and the user doesn't have one yet, but they get one when they go into the game plan editor. And my default and all my routes. Okay, so everything's good there. So we have some slight problems in that my league players are defined. My league is defined, right? Yes. But no playbooks. And the players aren't loading. Why? Why did the players stop loading? That's the question of the day. See, that was kind of slow because really it's all local, so it shouldn't have had to go get anything. That seemed kind of bad. All right, so let's see what happened. I'm sure. Let's see if we had any console errors. So if we go here, let's clear this. Go here. Oops, I clicked the wrong one. Oh. Why did I click there? Something's not firing here. There's something blocking my rosters from loading. Really, it might be related to the last change I made, which was to get the player skills to load up on the roster. Oh, there they are. That was weird. How come it didn't load the first time? Slight problem there, but we'll see. I got to reload. Everybody's here. Okay, so there's a few little issues here. What's the deal with my mouse? My offensive line's only got 3 players. Why is that happening? I think something's not filtering right. This isn't all 52 players. That's a 2, 6, 12, 18, 24, 28, 35, 38, 47. 47. So yeah, we're short players. Some of my offensive linemen aren't showing up. Somebody's not showing up in the offensive line. I gotta figure out why. And one of these guys is probably a long snapper. So we got a couple of issues in my data load there, but let's go on to the next thing. Stop clicking the wrong thing. Okay, we got a little bit of overlap here, but this is my new stats all loaded up. That's probably not right. I don't have any guys that are 99. Not correctly so. Certainly not a second string QB2. Although he's a really expensive. Geez, is Jake Delhomme? Why is he QB2? Who the heck is Chris Null? He was a 0. Okay, something's weird with my my drafting logic there. I don't know how I got a... This guy is QB1. I don't know why he's showing up as QB2. Let's see if my drag and drop is working. Yeah, there's no drag and drop's not working. And either is my tooltip. So we did load all the skills, but they are wonky for sure. This is the first time it's tried to load them, so that's part of the problem. I think it's overlapped and so PS kicker is, well, we got field goal attempts or field goal accuracy and punt strength. Huh. Punt strength kick. And there's no horizontal scrolling either. Alright, so we definitely have a couple of issues going on. But we're getting there. It's slowly starting to load. I got 1 million defensive linemen apparently. And none of my drag and drop works. Nice, okay. But we are getting things loading slowly but surely. Now every player gets a what do you call it? They get every stat. Every player gets every stat. Hey Sun Wukong, how you doing? Have I seen your dad? No. Should I have? So yeah, I got a couple of problems here. Oh, well, that's somebody. Well, short of falling off the face of the earth, Hold on, somebody's at my door. Where'd you disappear to? I didn't even want to walk right past you. Did I walk right past you, or were you hiding somewhere? Ugh. Somebody's seen him. They just didn't know he was your dad. All right, so I gotta mark down all of the bugaboos that we have here. Failed to load team. So we got a couple of things that didn't happen. One, when I first loaded, it wasn't there. This is not scrolling. Drag and drop doesn't work. I may have to make these fields a little bit bigger, which that's something I can take care of pretty quickly, just to get those to show up correctly. This is not so bad, but I think I got to figure out why these labels. Oh, dang it! Stop it! I keep putting my mouse on this. All right, so let's see what do we got here. Do we have? There's no tooltip on that. I wonder if I was supposed to plug something in. Sometimes you have to plug things in, and I forgot to do it. No, don't see anything new to... Oh, alright, so that's not it. Alright, so the problem's got to be ironed out here. So let's see here. I guess I can, let me write these down, and then I will go check out my other things I'm trying to implement. Figure out how they fared in my latest changes. My keyboard that loud? Click, 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 click. It's pretty, yeah, I guess it is pretty loud. I like it though. I kind of like that clicky sound. I don't know. Good old mechanical keys, man. That's what you get. You know, like, well, they do have soft touch keys out there, but something about just the feel. They have a nice little clicky feel to them. They're soft. They don't press. There's no, I don't know. Sometimes they do have some keyboards. In fact, you know what? A lot of the quietest keyboards are the cheapest keyboards. And the noisiest ones are often the most expensive ones. I've got this keyboard is like, it's a gaming ergonomic split keyboard. It's actually made up of, look, it's actually 2 pieces. And if you're not a touch typist, this thing is a pain in the rear to type with, I'm telling you. Don't get one of these unless you are very much a touch typist. Because it's just, you have to have your fingers at a certain angle, and the buttons are all off in different directions. But I've gotten to the point, I mean, I love this keyboard. It's like, I've had it for a few years, and I hope it never dies because it's too expensive to replace. It's almost like a $200 keyboard. But yeah, it's just my favorite. I don't have any wrist problems using it though. It's like, because you can turn it at the perfect angle for your hand, so you're never like this at all. And then on top of it, I have these risers on it. So the risers tip the halves up, so they're sitting like this. They don't sit flat. So even it's not split like this, it's split like this. So I put my hands on it, they're like naturally sat, and I can just type with my hands in a normal, healthy place, and it's great. Oh, I didn't even realize that was gonna be, I forgot about that. Oh, suck. Well, that's a different area. So card area. Vertical scroll, and there are more skills than there is in the show. Drag and drop does nothing. And then I can do nothing. Should be able to drag player cards. Generate depth position. So if I want, oh, stop it. On the QB, that's not working out either. Player cards are not sorting correctly. Or getting assigned depth position. Should be sorting from left to right. I gotta write these things down so I remember to get them fixed. Be sorting from left to right in order of depth position. What else do I need here? I think that's it for now. Oh, my zoom is messed up. Click once. Click one card to zoom. Zoom the top between zoom script to the game card. It's not zooming back out correctly. Zoom back to location. I'm curious, does it work on my all? So my all panel here. Okay, so this should zoom. No, that doesn't zoom either. Yeah, nothing. It's like it's not even acknowledging my click. All right, well, got a couple of problems. We'll get there. It's way better than it was. I've kind of got my roster manager starting to show up. Eventually, I'll be able to sort through this. I'll increase the width a little bit to allow my cards to be a little bit more viewable. I actually at one point decided, I was thinking I wasn't going to actually put stats underneath, but it makes it kind of hard to compare if you don't get to see them underneath. So I wanted my card to, you know, just work on the zoom. But see, my cards are all over the place. They're coming, they're landing in the middle at least, but they're not going back the way they're supposed to. They're supposed to zoom out from this spot and then zoom back to that spot. So obviously we got some issues yet. Now we got the playbook. Now there is no user or coach playbook yet, but I should. This is really slow and I got to figure out why that is. It's definitely shouldn't be that slow because all this data, all these plays are loaded locally. You mean like this, my coding CLI, this guy? I use it all the time. I'm constantly in here reworking the code. And this is just the Visual Studio that 2026 that I use for Unity. Oh no, I don't use Gemini. Never use Gemini. I can't. I've tried it and it just never finds a niche for me. I know you can. I mean, I can go. I've used the. You're talking about the command line interface for Gemini, and I did install that at one time, and I used it, but mostly I use Claude's command line interface. This is Claude's, so I use this more for Claude. I don't use Gemini very often. So yeah, this is the VS Code terminal. I'm using the Claude CLI. Actually, I use all of them. The CLI, I use the Claude Code interface. Like here, where is it? Oh, here I'm using the, this is not the CLI, this is the Claude Code interface. And so is this. I got this one, also Claude Code interface. And over here, this is Copilot interface. And I use Copilot when my Claude tokens run out because I have a annual subscription to Copilot. So I use this when my 5 hours window of tokens is up. But they gave what was it, an extra, they didn't give much this time, but they gave like $20 of overuse if you wanted to use it right now on Cloud Code, if you're, for whatever you're doing. So they give you like a $20 overage, which is nice. Overages are nice. It's like a lot of times I'll hit my limit and I need to finish. I want the code to finish its thought, to like finish what it's working on. So overages are nice to let it finish a thought. I won't like give it any new commands, but I hate it when like I run out of tokens when it's in the middle of something. So I like to have an overage to let it finish those things. But yeah, I haven't been able to figure out a good place for Gemini. I use ChatGPT for like logic discussions when I'm trying to decide, the best way to approach something. And I don't use ChatGPT in terms of using ChatGPT. I use Microsoft's Copilot, which I'll tell you, I am so very impressed with its I don't know, the way it thinks, just in general, conversational, looking things up, researching things. That's, both for this game and just other stuff. So I always have like, I use my Copilot, Microsoft Copilot a lot. It's just, I even ask it sometimes how I might approach something for my app. I don't find, it does some coding okay. Its coding ain't bad, but it's not tied into my VS Code, so I don't use it for that very often. But sometimes I'll let it help me figure out a path to take, or if Claude's having trouble figuring something out, I'll swap over to it. But I know Claude CLI is pretty decent. It's always the best, and I also use Bezier. I don't know if you know what Bezier is. This is Unity. This is a Unity add-in. It's an extension that you can get in there and use. It'll do build plans. It'll help you build some UI elements. It's okay. I loved it when I first got it, and I'm still paying for it at the minimum number, but it has trouble figuring some stuff out. Hey, Karama, how you doing, man? And when it starts going, it goes down the rabbit hole really easily. So if it can't figure it out right away, I'll oftentimes just swap back over to Claude and let Claude handle it. Claude usually figures stuff out a little quicker. So, but I do like Bezier for its help in getting UI elements done. So a lot of times I'll let it like build the basics, and then I'll go back and tweak them myself, because I don't really have a full understanding of how all the basics work. Oops, I forgot to open my game plan. I wanted to see how game plan was working. The column grow taller with many skill rows, but there's no vertical scroll wrapping the layout. This needs a scene change. All right, let's go see what this says. So I have to go to my roster panel. And while we're at it, let's turn that off for the moment. Go to the roster panel, turn that one on. And I have to go to there's a horizontal scroll rect. Horizontal layout group. Oh, that's the filters. I don't need the filters. Is this the roster? And position tab. Can I do both? What happens if I do both? Will that turn it on? I gotta see if that turns it on. I don't know what it means, wrap it inside. Oh, well. Why does it spring back? Is that because it's elastic? That's dumb. Oh, look at that. It dragged. The drag worked. Oh, it fixed the drag. Nice. It's a little... Whoa, that did not go where I put it, though. Huh. Cool. It's working. It's not the smoothest looking thing. It's a little janky. I don't know if I like how janky it is. See how it kind of flops and... I don't know. Is it moving the whole data? I hope it is. Okay, it is. Gosh, then it goes way back there. So there's definitely something janky about this, but it is working at least. It's at least doing it. I'll have to work on the smoothness of how that transition happens. I think I might need to do something. I've seen stuff where it just is nicer, where it responds to what you're doing immediately. And I think I'm gonna look into implementing more of a, like, you grab it and then as I drag it, the stuff underneath it swaps with it automatically, so it's not like, look at that, I put it back in the same place and it still jumped. Yeah, so there's definitely some wonkiness on this, and that's gonna be a tough one for me because I do not know my Unity stuff. But it's not what I was looking at. So it looks like this scrolls. It's weird though. Look at it. It's like, I don't like that it moves like this. That's weird. So obviously there's something I'm doing wrong, or this is the wrong tool to do it, because I don't like this weirdness. It should be left and right, not grab it and move the whole freaking thing. And then when I go up, you can see that it goes, everything drops. Boink, boink, boink. I can grab it at least. I guess that's a thing. I'm also not terribly fond of the way my these are. I wish my... So it's better. I can kind of sort of get to stuff here, and the drag and drop is sort of kind of working. It's a slow go, man. All right, let's see if this kind of works. This is really slow. I still got to work on this, figure out why my play takes so long to load. But let's click on one of these and see what happens when I add this. Well, besides the terrible stutter, nothing. If I go to the user, nothing. Coach. And click, and click, and freeze, and nothing. Now I can kind of see if anything's happening if I go here and go see if I have any playbooks actually in the system. Nope. So playbooks aren't getting created. So that's a big blow up. And that was the thing I thought I was implementing, because it was... So we are load play image. I expect some of them. I don't know why I have nulls, but I have to fix this. I do have images for plays that don't. So I'm having some issues with the images loading locally. Update league player batch. That blew up. Which means what? Does that mean no data got put on the back end? So there's always something, man. But each day I feel like I'm making good progress in new stuff, but then some of that new stuff doesn't function. But hey, you got to get the new stuff working and you can go start working on the next stuff. So, you know, it's getting there. There's a lot more now than there used to be working. So let's go look at my playbooks on the back end. Do I have... I know it created some. There are 64 back here and they are not syncing to the front. So that's a definite problem. Who did I have responsible for working on playbooks? Okay, so I have this guy working on playbooks. You know what? I'm gonna go. Well, maybe not. Let's go see what I have. Let's see what I have for my Claude usage at this point. I'm at 53%. Got 2 hours left. I'm going to bed. All right. So let's see. This is probably okay. Gotta be careful because I got Claude doing other stuff, and I don't want to use up all my terminal here. All my tokens, because tokens are a precious commodity, man. Now, did my league, leagues do exist, so that's good. Oops. Maybe they don't. Let's go ahead and give it. I don't know. It's just I gotta be careful about giving images to the CLI because it's a pain in the rear to give images to CLI. I mean, it's just big. It's like extra steps. Oh, I guess it doesn't need to. I was thinking it needed to. I was just thinking that my lead coaches needed to have a game plan assigned or a playbook assigned to them, but it doesn't because it just reads from the root. But it needs to have the default. So, are there any lead coaches? All right, something is weird because I thought those were there a minute ago. League players. Oh, coaches exist, but not lead coaches. That might have something to do with my new stuff with adding a playbook. Because, yeah, they're definitely not adding to the back end here. All kinds of weird stuff going on, man. Okay, so the only other thing I can look at now, just to see where we're at, is we have these guys. You know, they obviously were not able. They're not adding to the playbook, so that's a problem. So we have game plan here. I haven't tried to edit game plan yet. This is the depth chart problem, and this one here is the playbook. Well, that's going to be related to not actually having a playbook. It can't add it to these without them existing. So let's go ahead and open the next problem. So this is my, so this is the one default, but this one here was set when I was in here, and I told it that this is a problem. Okay, so this one gets set. This is a default. So let's go add a new one. Just because. All right, so, oh, wait. I got to see which one that was. That's a 1st and 10 with 98 yards to go. Basically, just meant to cover every scenario on 1st and 10. So let's go ahead and try a second. Second and what? 2nd and 10? Second and less than 10. And we'll say 98 yards. I'm trying to just get a generic, what do you call in this situation? 1st down, 2nd down, 3rd down, 4th down. Just one little generic play that just runs. And then I will These are just null. It doesn't care. So if I could do something as simple as just say first down, second down, third down, and that would cover everything. I could basically just not put anything, which I probably should. I should have the most basic, and then I could slowly start adding more and more stuff. But I haven't done that. I should. I gotta have those in there. So this one is also a problem. Playbook parameters. This was working. I don't know what happened. Oh wait, what? Wait, maybe it's working now. What? Because it wasn't popping up before. So if I go pass, say pass short. Oh, once this populates. Yeah, okay. So it's after it populates that it's broken. Unless I don't have any that are doing that, but I don't think that's the problem. All right, so that's a new one. Got to be careful. I give it too much over here. I got to go switch over to my backup. Let's go over here. You know what? I'm gonna give Bezzy a chance at this one. This is a Bezzy. This is where Bezzy's supposed to be good, but Bezzy doesn't always do so good. I should probably make this a little bigger so it's easier to see. Well, you know, I really can't because it's sitting on my other monitor here, so I'm kind of stuck. So my bad. I can just make it bigger here, I suppose. So the difference between what you see on top and what you see on bottom, this is my design view, and this here is my my actual running code. So I can edit and touch and hit the buttons and do stuff. So I know it's not always great to see, unfortunately. It doesn't. It's hard to put a lot of these things on my screen because, well, you know, space. So all I can say is run in a high resolution. That's all I can do. Just because if I have this too big, then you can't, if people want to see what I'm doing under here, they can't. So I apologize. Yeah, I was going to go over here and go here and make a new one. And all right. Oh no, I was going to do Unity. We're going to go Unity. Oh. Okay, your game was is that the asteroid one? Is that the asteroid one you were working on? Got a couple people who are working on different stuff. I know You also had one that was, it wasn't asteroids. Yeah, I think I remember. I played it a little bit. Was that right? Okay, so it's like a bullet hell one. Is that is that the one where you got all kinds of stuff that you're shooting out in all kinds of different directions? I'm trying to remember. I know I remember playing it for a little bit on your thing. Oh, right, right. I think you showed that to me. Okay, now I think I remember. You, I, yawns. It's got a crazy case of the yawns. All right, let's see here. I haven't been able to look. My fantasy football discussion group. I created it over a month ago. Nobody's discussing it with me. I know it's. I don't expect them to. I haven't even actually showed it to very many people, unless they've come to my site. You know, oddly enough, of all my followers, I think I got like one that was actually interested in the football game. Like one guy out of the 200 followers I've had, and I've probably gained 30 while developing it. They're just coming by for the chit chat, or maybe the coding, but they're not like interested in the actual game. So, and I'm starting to reach out to and start trying to build up some conversations on Reddit, but I keep wanting to put out a little bit of a sneak peek of what I've done so far, and every time I go to do that, that's when I break the code. I was like, oh, I got to fix this first, and then I spend a bunch of time, I get it fixed, and I start adding features, doing more, and then I go, oh, I should do that, and then, oh, the code's broken. And I fix the code and add a bunch of stuff. It's getting better. It's just that I haven't gotten myself to a point where I just say, stop adding stuff, just fix what you got. But sometimes just fixing it, snipe your code off of Discord? Oh, you mean... I mean like on my discussion? Your code? I can't snipe your code. Let's see how my my work is going here. How we doing? I didn't even finish asking Busy what I was doing. Oh, it was working on stuff. All right, let's see what it did. Clean compile. Here's what was happening. Let's see. Popular was querying all formations without filtering by offensive its context. The formation model is offensible, but the original query ignored it entirely. When you clicked a base play type like pass short, it searched all formations both containing that group name. But defense formations don't carry offensive play type groups. So the result set may have had 0 matches or mismatched ones, leaving with nothing to populate. The drop downs were cleared and rebuilt with only any. That's weird, but okay. I don't think that's right. I think it might be on the right track, but I don't think it got everything. Oh, you mean like delete it? I didn't even know you put it on my thing. Where did you put it? Oh, is this? No, wait. General discussion? Oh. That little piece of code? I don't know, man. Off topic? Video games. Well, you did a bunch of changes, haven't you? Oh, you mean when you showed me your little God Run thing that people were like getting it and beating it in like weird ways and stuff? But I don't see any code on here though, man. I saw you had this little video of things going all God mode-y. I mean, this was just the HTML. You know your entire game can't be 4 lines. Is there more to this? Oh, okay. But that still can't be the entire game. It's only one file. Oh. Did I? It's just one file. It can't be one file. It's got to be more than that. Just color and root. There's nothing there. That's just the HTML page. I don't even know what I'm looking at. Ultimate procedural weapon generator. I don't know what is it you'd want me to look at. I don't know. I mean, I'm not even a web developer, game developer. I'm not even officially a game developer until I actually develop a game. I'm working on a game, but until I've successfully got one, I can't even say I'm a game developer. I can only say I'm learning how to do this like everybody else. But I don't know, I can download that. See, I don't even know how to use Discord. Boy, I'm really a neophyte. You would think for a guy who for a person I consider fairly techie like myself, I'm really not. Everybody in my family thinks I'm like the tech guy in our family, and here I am. I don't even know how to download from Discord. I mean, I figured it out, but I mean, I'll have to take a look at that later. It's already 10:30. I got to be getting to bed. I'm staying up too late. I was up till almost 12 yesterday. That wasn't good. Let's just put this in a second, and then we're going to go over here. That still doesn't work. So plus, I think I need to have this highlight a little bit. So when I click past medium or past long, honestly, like I said, Bezzy has been letting me down a little bit. It was really, I felt like it was better when I first started using it, but it's kind of dropping the ball lately. I'm gonna let Bezzy try and solve this one. I'm gonna go ahead and then I have to restart everything because I have to rebuild my my backend code because the SyncManager's having problems. SyncManager is how I get everything onto the front end, but well, I keep saying on one of these days I'm gonna have a full demo of what I've got, do a little video of what I got. I really want to get to the game plan working so that I can, once I get this game plan loading up correctly, then I can build a game plan with all the basics. 8,000 lines of code. That's not bad. That's a respectable amount of code. It's nothing like my game, which is currently running at about 350,000 lines of code. But I've been working on mine since, and that's 350,000 lines of code, not counting any of the application code. It's like 5 times that with application code. But I filtered out all that. The last time I did it was like 3 months ago. And I have I've been keeping record of my lines so far. And I probably added another 50,000 lines just in the last 3 months. But 8,000 lines of code is respectable. It's a nice little project. Let's see here. I want to see. Where did... All right, so as of January 18th, completely filtered out, I was running about 272,000 lines of code. This filtered out all of the application code. Most of it is Go. I had about 86,000 lines and about 47,000 lines of C# code. And I bet you now, with my offline sync functioning and all the stuff I've added to various things since January, I'm probably closing in on well over 300,000 lines of code. Yeah, HTML is a pretty straightforward tool. But also, there's a lot more. It's a pretty complicated code to actually get anything significant done. But yeah, it's very clean because you don't have a lot of supporting stuff. But once you start getting into the underlying logic or underlying intelligence of an app, HTML is, it's client side only, so that's the big problem with running HTML. And so if your app is fully client side, look, this says for I guess to develop this, if there wasn't any AI involved, it'd be $7 million and 29 months of work with an estimated 22 people required to get it done. What I've done so far. I know it's nonsense, but without AI, I feel like the 29 months is very realistic. For one person at least. Even a very good coder maybe would have to know all the different languages and tools and apps and stuff I built this thing on, and have to be cranking out, and I still think they wouldn't be able to get it done in 2 years is reasonable. maybe more. And that's only if they happen to be a super genius, knowing every one of the different code bases I'm working on, and AI, and no art, and it just, I don't think one person could have gotten as much as I have done if it wasn't for AI. Even though I'm constantly reworking it, refactoring it, yeah, I'll definitely take a look at it. I will definitely load that up and see what you got. I did download it. I just haven't started. I can't believe you put 8,000 lines of code on a single page. That in itself kind of that's I have a rule. I don't like any file that's more than 500 lines, and if it gets over 500 lines, I start looking for a way to cut it down. It drives me crazy to have files that are 8,000 or that big. So they're just they get unmanageable. Wow, you do got a lot on here, man. You need to standardize your buttons. Maybe not in color, but in shape and size. You got some with pointy corners, and you got different text and fonts. Okay, I know this stuff doesn't matter. This is all like you're just trying to get it to work right now. But see, this is what messes me up, and so it's a problem of mine, not yours, right? This is why it takes me so long to make progress on things, because I keep looking at stuff and going, I gotta fix that. And it's a lot of times little niggly stuff. Like I was just saying, when I went in here, and this will bother me. The more I go in here and see this doing this, I will fix it probably within a week, because I get too OCD about things that are just don't look right to me. So like if I go here, oops, dang it, wrong button. If I go look at this thing, and then when I go click on, say I want to go edit my default, add new, put in second here, click on this guy. So selecting these things, it'll put the little text at the bottom here, but it doesn't highlight it or show that I selected it, and that's bugging me. I don't know why. I want it to look like a button. So if I select run here, you don't know I select run except that the lists change. This needs to have a highlight on it. That's the thing that's bugging me. So I gotta get that fixed. But see, none of my drop downs aren't loading correctly, and it's bugging me. And Bezzy can't figure it out. See, I keep talking to Bezzy, and Bezzy's like, oh yeah, let me do this, and it can't seem to get it. But so yeah, that holds me up. That keeps me from doing stuff. So it's a problem of mine, not yours. So if I complain about your UI, don't listen to me. You're working on it. See how this one's highlighting? See how nice that is? You at least can see what you selected. It's not just bam, you got new stuff. Wow, you got lucky, bot. You almost missed me, man. I'm about to sign off. But no, it looks good, man. I see you're messing with your I don't know why this one has to move. I mean, I guess it's kind of cool, but I mean, is it? I think you're getting carried away with your stuff. Plus, look at the button. You can't even like click the button because it's like trying to get out of the way. It's like, no, don't touch me. No, don't touch me. Don't touch me. No. It's like, okay. No, but this looks good, man. You're getting a lot of good work done. Keep it up. You're making good progress. Too many colors, though. That's my opinion. You need to pick yourself some colors and standardize. I mean, this isn't bad. This is not Borderlands. Okay. I don't. But you got like blue buttons with white text, blue buttons with black text, You got white corners here, white on the lower left, blue in the upper. But down here you got, well, I guess it's still blue, white and blue. But these are there's no highlighted borders. See, that's just it. I see all that little weird stuff. But I do like your... Yeah, you're making good progress. But like this, these buttons here should be the same length as these two combined. Because then it just looks more uniform. Because if you have to have these two side by side, then your buttons above should match them somehow. And what happened to achievements? It moved to the bottom. All because what? I touched a thing and then achievements went to the bottom and a tiny button. Why did it do that? Oh no, I don't want to do that right now. No! Where's the back button? Oh, it is kind of asteroidy. Triple kill, what? I only shot one thing. Dude, how did I kill those three? Do I have a gun that's like shooting in multiple directions? Oh, is that because there was like... It's like when I do... Oh, look, see, how's that working? It looks cool though, man. You're doing a lot of stuff. I assume this guy moves. I'm just probably because I'm not touching buttons. How do I get out of this? There's no back button or quit or nothing. Escape. Oh, there it is. Return to hangar. That's pretty good, man. You're getting far. I don't think this piece needs to move though. It's kind of throwing me off. But it does look good. Thumbs up. Thumbs up on your progress. I need to start putting some music in mine too. I don't know if there is music in this. Is there music in this and I'm just not hearing it? You need to get an icon. Make an icon so that this looks like a thing. You don't want this little generic globe. Just make it a gun or a rocket ship or a something. I don't know. I'm sure you'll figure something out. Oh, okay. That's weird. So when I click on this, these buttons are like moving all over the place. Is that because? Oh, is that because of this? Oh, I see what's going on. It's a sizing issue. So this is max size. Okay. Huh. No, it's looking good, man. Overall, I give you good progress on that. But I don't like my button moving out of the way. I mean, yeah, I can click it, but it's like, is it like not supposed to be clicked? Is it like a video game? Don't touch the button? Enemy catalog. The enemy's got a lot going on. Oh, these don't click. Why do they pop up then if they don't click? See, they respond to your mouse like they do something, but they don't do anything. It's kind of misleading. See, I would have like, I mean, it is, I know, I would probably break my HTML up. Like you have, I would probably have one that handles I'd have an HTML page or a component or whatever it's set up with. See, like these ones do stuff, right? Yeah, see, these ones, clicking it means something, but this one doesn't. So I honestly don't think I do them. I don't think the moving buttons should do anything. I mean, I don't. Visually, they should just be fixed. Because it implies there's a click to it, and you're like, why isn't this clicking? It's because it doesn't do anything. Common Tidori shotgun. So did you draw these guns yourself? Yeah, I know, but I'm not saying that this doesn't have a purpose. But all I'm saying is that the little effect of them moving when you mouse over it, that implies that this is clickable. It means your mouse is over it for a reason. You're not just, I mean, at the very least, what you could do with it is you click and it zooms it, right? So if somebody happens to be playing on their phone, for example, this is going to be pretty tiny. So clicking it would pop it out like a big box that takes up half the screen that they can read it. So it's not tiny text, right? You zoom it out. That would at least make the mouse over that makes it pop up have an effect and be useful to a user who's maybe playing on a smaller device. If you're playing on a small laptop or a tablet, and you never know, that text could be small. I mean, I've got a giant 32-inch monitor here, so it isn't a big deal to me. But on a small screen, that might be kind of hard to read. I don't know. You know, because I got to shrink things down, and that could be hard to see. I don't know. I don't know how well that scales when you shrink it. Oh, it doesn't shrink. Well, I guess that's good. The text doesn't get smaller. It just, the window does. So if I put it on my tiny tablet here, it's still readable, but I don't know, maybe not so much if you stick it on a phone or something. But again, that's just because the only reason I even say that is because you're making the mouse have an effect by hovering it, and you're telling people, hey, this does something, click on it. So you click on it and it doesn't do anything. So I suggest a zoom. But hey, it's not my game. I'm just giving you my feedback. I don't know if that's what you were asking for. You probably weren't even asking for that. I mean, I would say there's a use for this. I mean, I don't know what it is. There's probably some gaming effect that this could be interesting, but I don't know how I would use it. It's like one of those things you're like, oh, this is kind of cool, and you put it in and you're like, but do I need that? Because see, then when you go into this page and you click on something, it actually does something, right? Because they're popping out saying, hey, push me, I'm a button. So you're like, all right, I'll push this thing, and it's a button, and it does something. So it's giving you that sense. Oh, nope, don't want to do that. Ah, dang it, I did it again. I was clicking on. I got to go to bed. It's 11 o'clock. You're keeping me up too late. I've not getting any sleep these last few days, and it's killing me. But hey, good. It's cool, man. Maybe I'll take a look at it again a little bit tomorrow. I was looking at dog toys for my new dog. Where is she at? Oh, she's back there sleeping. But so this is, but it's kind of pricey. $36 for a dog toy. Anyway, it's good to see you again, Sun Wukong. I wish you luck on your game. I hope you keep progressing on that. You're getting to a point where it's looking pretty good. Definitely an improvement over the last time I saw it. So, yeah. Now, are you writing it out yourself, or are you getting what AI are you using? You using Gemini? Is that who you're? Because you mentioned Gemini, I assume you're using it. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I tried Gemini, and the thing is, it wasn't that Gemini was bad. It just didn't stand out to me. You know, like maybe it was the way it explained things. Claude is really good at explaining what it's doing, so I can kind of get a grasp of what it's you know, how it's going about its doing its thing, how good it is at planning the code. Because I like to have the application write out a document so I can see what it's going to do. I can read through the document, make sure it's not going to jump off the trail. Because a lot of times I'll read the document, I'm going, oh no, this has to do this, this, or this. And then it rewrites it a little bit, cleans it up. And I get it down to where the document says what I want. And just Claude is just really good for that. And then, like I said, ChatGPT is really good for just logic discussions, trying to determine, you know, how does football work? How do I, you know, help me to learn the general understanding of things. And then I can say, okay, I want to implement that into my game. And ChatGPT is pretty good about that. Well, Copilot uses ChatGPT, Microsoft's Copilot. But it has a little bit of their own stuff baked into it, and it seems to work really well. And I just don't really have a spot in my arsenal that suits Gemini in a way that I find it useful. If I want to try it, which I do occasionally, you know, I occasionally will just use it here. So I can open up this guy, and then I just pick Gemini, and I can try to see how Gemini, and what I'll do is I'll switch to like GPT or Gemini when I'm going down the rabbit hole with Claude. It's like Claude can't figure it out, so I swap over to one of the other engines to give them to get a different feel of their feedback, and sometimes they'll help me solve a problem. It does happen where I go both ways, you know, where one will solve the problem, the other one couldn't, because they just hit it from a different angle. It's like talking to people. I've solved a lot of problems on my own simply by talking to other people. It's like, I can't figure this out. Let me go ask Joe. And I sit there and tell Joe the problem, and as I'm explaining it to him, suddenly my brain goes, oh, I think I got it. Thanks, Joe. And I walk away. And Joe's like, glad I could help. I mean, I made up the name. I mean, I had other coworker friends. Joe is my universal friend at work. But it's the same kind of thing. If I could throw it off of other people, a lot of times it bounces back without them even saying anything. And I'm like, oh, yeah. The other thing that helps is if I go to bed and get some sleep. I surprisingly am so much more productive when I actually sleep.